Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I am the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass. Because, guys, 32 years ago, I was a dumbass. But today, 32 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smartass. And yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this. You know, there are a lot of people out there, unfortunately, that haven't made it, and a good friend of mine's son we lost this week. And, you know, the last few years have been tough for everyone all over the world, not just here, right? So I want everybody out there to know someone is listening. I'm a recovery coach. I'm a nutritional health coach. Please, please, please reach out to me. All my services to you are free. Now, if someone thinks my book can help them, because I do, you can go to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can go to my website, www.geripetito.com. And guys, if you truly, truly, truly cannot afford my book, please, please reach out to me about that as well. Also, subscribe to the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. So, guys, you know I always bring it, right? Well, I am bringing it today. I'm going to introduce my guests, but then I want to thank all my sponsors. So I want to bring my guests on. Frankie Cirell, say hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing, Frankie?
Yeah.
So, Frankie, I want to just give a shout out to some of my sponsors today, okay?
Love it.
Okay, so I want to thank Paula Ann from Ablaze Entertainment and Freedom Rings Festival, helping survivors of human trafficking to live a life of normalcy. The Geri Petito Show is also one of the sponsors for her, okay? So this is really an amazing, incredible thing that everyone needs to pay attention to, okay? Because it's big, it's happening, and it's real. I want to give a shout out to Michael D'Amore. He's an incredible, incredible singer, songwriter, performer, entertainer. Okay, Michael D'Amore is now the new lead singer for the Capris. If you go to www.michaeldamore.com, you can buy some of his songs. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Michael Zanman. He's also an incredible singer, entertainer, performer, and his website is www.mzanman.com. Okay. And John Monforto, the man of many faces. I actually named him that, guys. He's a singer, actor, celebrity impersonator, and a tribute artist. And he was given the title by a previous Philadelphia mayor as the official Rocky impersonator of Philadelphia. His website, www.johnmonforto.com. Now, last but certainly not least, okay, Anthony Hudson, presidential candidate 2024. Kevin Duncan, vice presidential candidate 2024. People Before Politics. He's running as nonpartisan. And I don't usually get involved with politics, but I did this time because not only have I met these two gentlemen, they were here live in studio. Anthony lives in Michigan. He's a truck driver, a regular guy in his late 40s. And the other producer here, Ruben, and I were also invited, and we met Anthony Hudson and Kevin at the Borders in Yuma, Arizona this year to cover the story of what's really happening. So, guys, Anthony Hudson for president, okay? You know, we all have to start really stepping up to the plate here And if we want change, we have to make it. And I'm not telling you what to do or who to vote for or anything, but I've even protested in Trenton, New Jersey with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for our constitutional rights. So I'm just telling everybody, stop complaining and get off your butts. There, you've heard it from the Jersey Jewel, the smart ass herself. So Frankie, now it's all about you, baby. I had to say what I had to say, okay?
You tell you what, you had me. I was like in the front seat at a concert. You can grab them, kiddo.
Okay, there you go. So,
Oh yeah.
so listen, tell everyone right now a little bit about yourself. Let's start there.
Well, I mean, I've been in this business, show business, I guess for 58 years. It's amazing because I just turned 40. But the fact
Okay.
crazy, you can't do that. Not everybody could do that.
No.
I'm one of the few people that could do that. Actually, be 40 and be in the business 58 years. But the fact of the matter is, it's just been it's great. Never did a lot of really. Never got to the heights, as they say. Got very close on a few times. I mean, when I was a young man, I was in regular bands when my hair was down past my shoulder in those days in the 60s. And then I was really excited. I ended up going with the original Duprees for 3 years. And I sang with them for 3 years all over the place. And that was a great experience. And then I left that to move on to some other things. I ended up being with another actor. It was like a great comedy team called Andre and Cirell. And we worked all over the place. We did comedy, singing, impressions, pathos, everything you could think of. And we were together 48 years. That was exciting. But now I've been doing like a single over the last 5 years. And when we lost the magnificent and beautiful Tony Bennett, one of my paisans, probably one of the best that ever lived. It was certainly a sad time. Tony was lucky enough to go a long time, and up until the end when he was performing, as you know, Jerry, he could still bring it.
No kidding.
You know. No, right? Yeah. And so when he passed away, my manager called me, producer Joe Magnetico, and he had seen me do Tony snippets over the years, but more like just a quick 30-second impression, in and out. So that's how you do impressions, so people don't get to see the holes. You give it until they still think you sound like the person. That's one of the.
Wait, a huge shout out to Joe, by the way, Joe Magnetico, everybody. I love the guy. Yeah. He hooked us up. Yep.
Yeah, he's probably on the golf course, Jerry. Don't worry about it.
All right.
It's like the Dean Martin, I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to hit a few balls for you, everybody. Yeah. And so that's about it with me. Now I'm doing this thing and it's a lot of fun. We're not doing an impression, Jerry. What we're doing is I'm going up there and I'm channeling Tony. I'm bringing the essence of him. Of course, everybody knows you can't do Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett was Tony Bennett, but we're not doing an impression of him. We're actually channeling what he did. And I'm proud to say there's only me and one other guy in all of the United States or even the country from what we studied that could do this particular thing. So, because I wouldn't want to do it if I didn't bring truth to the part, because that wouldn't be fair to the legacy of Mr. Bennett, right? It would not be fair. So that's what we're doing. And we're just starting out. We just did our baptism under fire in a place called Don't Tell Mamas on Restaurant Row in the city. Saturday night, it went well. And we did a video of that, which I'm hoping to get to you sometime in the future. Yes. That's what I would have really liked to bring you, but we don't have it yet. And then we're going to be at the Belmore Theater out on Long Island this coming Saturday. Actually, no, it's December 9th. I guess is it this coming Saturday already?
No, I think it's probably the following.
The following Saturday, right. And we're going to do that. That's with a 17-piece orchestra. And then we'll be doing some other things around Jersey. I off the top of my head, I don't know now, but we're going to be taking it to Florida. A European tour is being talked about because, as you know, Tony was international. you know, and there's a void for him right now. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I appreciate you bringing me on the show to talk about it.
Well, I don't mind saying my age. I'm a lot older than you. I mean, you're only 40, but I'll be 63. You know what I'm saying? And my parents loved Tony Bennett, and I mean, I just remember listening to him most of my young life, and I never lost it. I mean, it was Tony Bennett, man. You know what I mean? Like, amazing.
It is amazing. But can I do, before you go any further with that, I want to put these glasses on. You telling me what's the number you told me? What's your number? When you came into this world? Well, how old are you?
I'll be 63.
Wow. Listen, Ruben, can you give me a close up on her? I don't believe her.
He's looking at me. I thought you were looking at.
Ruben, bring me in close. I got to see her up close. I got to see. I can't see her.
Oh my gosh.
Few wrinkles. She's 60. She's going to be 63.
Okay.
I have underwear older than you.
Hi.
There she is. Yeah, no, she's got that skin, like that Italian skin with
Yes.
olive oil. All right. Thank you, Ruben. We don't want to stay there too long. Okay. But excellent. Excellent. You're doing a good job. Keep eating your broccoli, whatever you
Well, okay. Speaking of broccoli, I'm a vegan. And everything in my life pretty much is organic and all like 100%. Even my mattress, my bed, all my products, my sheets, everything, all my skincare. So maybe I'll hook you up with it, all right?
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's what you, oh my Jesus. Well, I'm close to a vegan.
Here we go.
You got my number already, don't you?
Hey, come on, you're Italian. Let's go.
Yeah, well, you know what? Here's my Sunday afternoon. This is very healthy for you. I cut up thin slices. You notice how I'm saying thin of superside.
Superside, yes. Listen, we grew up on all that and prosciutto and all the cheeses. Come on.
You're saying it right, too. No, I actually, to be honest with you, I was a hefty lad about 10 years ago. I lost 74 pounds.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah. I would come home and eat, IOU at night at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, enough of that. But can I address one thing that you spoke about in the beginning? And
Absolutely.
This is
Absolutely. It's your show.
Thank you. Oh, it's the Frankie Cirell Show?
That's
okay,
right.
Okay, let me get some sponsors. All right, Supersides. Who sells Superside? All right. You mentioned something which is an epidemic in this country, and that is the drugs.
Yeah.
And what you've done, of course, is amazing.
Thank you.
I have a son that did that. That's walking miracle. He was a heroin addict.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, and you never know, but that's good. That's all good. And now he's doing wonderful. He's doing a few things in ShopRites or running ShopRites. He was in security.
Amazing.
He's just a miracle by the grace of God.
Amazing.
So, but recently something happened, and I wanted to make a mention to this, being I had this forum for a moment, and I'm, as long as it's all right with you.
Absolutely, please.
Okay. My lovely girlfriend, who is just changed my life. She's just wonderful. I was married a couple of times, but then I had known her back in the early nightclub days, and she used to come in with her girlfriends. You know how it was in those days.
Yep.
And we were romantically involved for a while, but things didn't work out, so on and so forth. I'm not going to go into that. But then I meet up with her again years later. Oddly enough, she saw me on some kind of a podcast show or whatever it was down in Tom's River. A friend of mine, it was nice. It was this guy by the name of Angelo Severino. Anyway, another Italian boy.
Yep.
And he was very big with the baseball players. He was an agent with them, so on and so forth through the years. And he had us on a show. She saw me. So I got back together with her. But we had a great, great life up until about 3.5 years ago, where she woke up in the morning and her son came downstairs to his father, that they weren't together anymore, said Merry Christmas, and hit the floor, and that was it. Fentanyl.
The sun.
Yeah, beautiful boy, nice, very nice kid. I mean, he had issues, he had troubles, but he was a passionate, intelligent, like the stories you hear all the time. And it's a shame because there's a hole in her. I go to meetings with her. I tried to go to grieving things with her. She's even gone as far as mediums, which I don't believe in it. But
Right.
look, that's, what she does, anything to kill pain. But where there used to be a quarter over here, it's not there anymore. She lost it. She lost a lot of her. But I just wanted to bring it up because I know I've lived with her. I've supported her. I see it. I see the pain and the hell, and it's there. But for the grace of God, go I, because I was so close. As a matter of fact, I got a little close a few times back in the days of cocaine and all of the above. I just had a governor on me somehow, some way. I don't know what it was, and I just one day that's no more. That's it. I'm sick and tired of being, what. Sick and tired. So that was that. But I wanted to make mention because I thought if my girlfriend sees this too, she'd appreciate it, me bringing that to the forefront, and the idea that you begin your programs like this. It's so very important to put that out there, as you well know, and as you do it so eloquently, And so I want to say to you, thank you, Geri Petito, for that.
Well, wow, you just brought chills to my body. Thank you for that. I usually don't read addiction poems. I have different poems. I'm going to be reading one
do it.
today,
Please,
but I feel like I need to. Okay. I'm going to read one of the poems I wrote on addiction, and
You wrote this? You penned
this
this
is
yourself?
my book. Yes. I'm an author, and I'm also a poet, and it's because of God. All right, anyway, I want to read this one poem because, okay, hold on. Okay. All right, I'm going to share something with you. And your son, he's doing well, you said, right?
My son Frankie's doing
Okay,
wonderful.
good. If you want, I would love to send you one of my books. I'm getting a new order in for your son. I want him to know one thing. Does he go to meetings and all that?
I don't think he does it
Good.
anymore, Jerry.
No, good. Okay, now I can say what I want to say. All right. So I stopped going to meetings after the first month back then, almost 33 years ago now, because I always felt like something was wrong. Okay, they make you get up there and say, "Hi, I'm Geri, I'm an addict. I'm powerless over No, we're not powerless over anything." Okay, so I'm so happy to hear that. But I want to read this poem. This one is called Face It Till You Make It, because they're teaching you to fake it till you make it. I don't like that. All right, so here we go. Fake it till you make it is a term heard so much. I don't really agree. It's living with a crutch. Not just for addiction, all life lessons, my friend. That's a saddened life to live until the end. I'd rather go by saying more real, face it till you make it in spite of how you feel. We got to grow up and put our past behind. In spite of our hurts, there's greatness to find. I'd rather go through life smiling every day, holding up my chin, all good things to say. Positive thinking and actions likewise throw out a force up into the skies. What we project is what we will earn. Karma is real, we each have a turn. Your thoughts are wired to make you think. With what you do can make you sink. Keep all your thoughts uplifting and real. Feeding your mind crap destroys how you feel. So don't put out crap, it comes back to bite. Stand up real tall and just fight the fight. I promise you this, if you face all your fears, it may be quite scary, but will add to your years. One day you'll be happy with who you now are. Just look at me, I've really come far. I look in the mirror and like what I see, but most important, I really love me. So I just want to say this real quick. I don't tell anyone not to go to meetings. If that's the only support system you have, please, please go. But just know this. You're worth it. You are not powerless, not over anything. And if you are clean and sober and you are not using, you are not an addict. So I just had to say that. Thank you, Frankie, for
I,
this.
yes, absolutely. That was beautiful. And you just echoed something that I've always thought about for years. And of course, the sponsors and people in those rooms, because I was in those rooms,
Yep.
enough to know. I couldn't put it the way you put it, and I never knew what it was. But now that you brought it up in front, I really see it, and I really believe that. But look, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe what's good for one person is not good for the other. But I think painting with a broad brush, like you just did, I think a lot of people do feel like that, but they're afraid to walk out of there. It's a crutch, you know.
Yes.
But hey, like I say, if I had all the answers, you know, I'd be a big star. You know, I am.
You
now
are
that
a big star.
I went on Geri Petito show. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Look
Come
at,
on now.
and I have
Hey.
Frankie Cirell on my show, okay?
It goes back and forth. Look, we're out here, all of us doing our thing, you know, trying the best we could. And I'll be excited. I'll be honest about something. You know, it's funny. I just 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, November 2nd, and if you're a Catholic, it's All Souls Day. I turned 75. I feel great. I mean, something's going to get me, but I always thought it was going to be a jealous husband, but so far, no. But no, but my point is that I'm in a situation now where at 75, I'm actually feeling excited with Joe Magnetico and Johnny Martelli that are putting their best foot forward to help this veteran. Veteran in show business, maybe possibly do something, you know, more than just working with tracks. And don't get me wrong, I'm not putting people down to do it. I've done it for the last 5-7 years since economics dictated that you can't afford a band. It's a lot. It's really cool. It's cool because now I'm going into big rooms, and I'm working for the right kind of people. The carriage trade that comes into these places are expecting to see something on a different level, and then you have to bring it. If you don't, then you don't belong there. You know, and that's where I'm at. Hopefully sometime maybe we'll send you a few tickets, and if it's close by, I know we're going to be in Baskin Ridge. I think is it the Szymanski Theater or something? I don't know.
Okay.
In Baskin Ridge, New Jersey.
Okay.
And then I know we're probably going to end up being at the Strand, which is in Lakewood.
Oh, yeah, the Strand. If you let me know when you're going to be there, because I actually put a show on at the Strand years ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I know the
I just
Strand.
did a Rat Pack show there last
Okay.
summer
Yeah.
with some really nice people. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's a nice journey, and I'm excited about it. I just trying to keep it together to do what I have to do, because it's slightly challenging now doing this at 75. Like, for instance, the other night it was in New York City, and that's a challenge, traversing yourself around the city. I just don't have all that anymore. I'm still in good shape and stuff, but I don't have those reactionary things anymore I had. I mean, but hey, it's exciting. We'll see what happens.
So I have a couple questions for you. All right. So other than Tony Bennett, who else did you love growing up listening to?
Well, Tom Jones was at the top of my list.
Okay.
Yeah, because we had the same kind of voice and the idea of the power that we had, and I was able to sing his songs. Lots of times I'd have to lower the keys because he was more of a tenor and I'm a high baritone. But that was really one of my heroes and still remains one. And he look at him at 83 years old. He's just an amazing individual, you know. But I liked a lot of people. I mean, I liked people that you probably never heard of. Somebody else, your parents. The guy by the name of, he was a semi-classical singer, but he also did pop stuff, Sergio Franchi.
Oh, come on. How do you think I never heard of Sergio Franchi?
You're too young for
No,
that.
no, no. Okay, so all right. I'm an
What?
old soul because, back in the day, I loved oldies, doo-wop, and Elvis. Okay, that was it for me. So all oldies, all doo-wop. Elvis Presley was number one. I knew them all, and I laugh because the majority of these songs that came out that were like super hits all over the world were in 1961, and I crack up and laugh. I was born that, and I'm like, how is this possible? But of course, I know all the old singers.
Amazing. Well, that's because your parents probably did that too. They made you, you listen. Well, you were around the house. That's what you listened to. I
Well,
mean,
it was kind of weird.
are you older? Oh, you probably remember Ed Sullivan when you were a little
Come
girl.
on.
And you were 10 years old, still what, 10 and 11 and 12. Yeah. Sergio Frankie comes on. Ed Sullivan goes, right here on stage, Miss Sergio Frankie. And he would go, Core, ingrate. And that's what you would hear.
Oh my gosh. All right, give me a little more something, something. I don't care.
I don't know. A little bit of Otis Redding, but Tom Jones style.
Okay.
Baby, here I am. I'm a man that's on the scene. I can give you what you want, but you got to come home with me. Boom. I've got some good old loving and I got some in store. When I start to put it on you, you're gonna come back for more. Boys may come a dime, but a dozen. That ain't nothing but drugstore loving. Hey, little thing, let me light your fire, 'cause mama, I'm so hard. Mm-hmm.
All right, then I have another question for you. So how did I always ask, like, I love ventriloquists, I love voiceover actors, I love all this craziness, okay? It's like my favorite. So I always ask this question because I don't get it. Like, how did you know you could do all this? Like, what made you one day just say, I can do this?
Well, that's a good question. It's a very good question. But the thing of it is, I think basically, whatever way I was born, whatever the way God wired me, well, I knew at an early age that I couldn't hammer a nail. I was just totally no talent at all. I knew I couldn't put down a rug. I knew I couldn't paint. Oh, the worst painter. Just ask my girlfriend about the painting. Don't let me near a brush. Only brush she lets me use is the one on my hair. And so I think that was in me that, and of course, Grandpa, our grandpas, my grandfather used to walk around the house singing Caruso.
Okay.
So that, and then my Uncle Nick was in the business and he did this. And, oh, little Frankie, get up at the wedding and sing More Than the Greatest Love, whatever was big back then. And I think then it went from that. Then I liked, and I was very shy. So you see, it works the other way. I was so introverted and shy that the only way that I could react with people is I had to get up on stage in my own little world. And then when I would come off stage, I wouldn't have to go to people. People would come to me. So that made it easier for me. That's how it was with the girls. In other words, I really had no great line for women, even on the road through my groovy years, as they say. It was so great because I wasn't one of those guys with a smooth line. I actually would hide in the corner, but they would come to me because of what I was doing. So that all became part of it. I really believe that. I really didn't have much of a personality without that. I'm lost without that,
So I want to share something with you. Interesting that you said all this, because the more interviews I do with comedians, right, singers, actors, I've come to find out that I'm going to say a very large percentage of everyone in the industry and all these different things I just mentioned, right, were shy, did have maybe not so great pass. It helps them now be maybe someone else that they want to be, and they're able to now, they're happy. They like comedians, a lot of them had very bad childhoods. So they have to laugh at things that we may think are not funny. Why are they talking about that? But helps them because they might have gone through something similar. So everyone has a story about why they do what they do. And a lot of them, like Elvis Presley, for instance, right? Do you know that he had stage fright? Before every one of his performances, he would pace back and forth until he got on, and then he was Elvis. So everybody uses their art and their skill to help them be the person they really want to be and the person who they really are deep down inside.
That's absolutely true. That's a well-known fact, isn't it? Well documented that actors, like for instance, the comedian I worked with, which in his own bag, you might know of him. He was a partner of mine for years, but he was the Knockouts, Bobby D'Andrea and the Knockouts.
I met him. Oh my gosh. Yes.
We were together 48 years.
Okay.
He's like my best buddy. I think about him. I'm concerned about. He's 91 now. He's just an amazing individual. And so, by the way, while I'm talking about that, probably if there was a school for show business, I went to it for over 45 years because he was the guy. No, there was nobody. And not because I was with him, but he's well known for that. He became very close. He got very close. He was in the movie A Bronx Tale where he played Tony Toupee. You'd probably know that, in the fight scene and all that. But what he knew and what he still knows, we could be doing a show and all of a sudden we'll look at the audience. Well, he would, because he could read an audience like you just read your poems. Okay. He would say, okay, we got to do this. And he'd turn around to me, I'm going to do the pathos bit where he would mime and I would sing Funny Little Clown and he would do it. So my point is that the entertainers from that time and people of my ilk and his ilk, we trained. There's no place for performers today, to really hone their craft. You know, I honed it on the road with him, and every time I watched him, I was a sponge. And so a comedian, and there you go. There was a guy that didn't have a great childhood at all, not at all. He was an only child, and he was in some ways abused. Mentally and what he had to come up with, and also too, we got a bad beating from the mob early on in his career, just after his hit record. So he's gone through a lot. He lost a kidney in that mob beating. So out of that came all of what you just said. Out of that, he found comedy.
Yeah.
So that's just one story.
But wait, I have a question for you about Bobby. So when was the last time you performed with him?
Bobby and I haven't worked now together probably for at least 4 years, where we did a little something 3 or 4 years ago. And he just said to me, he said, look, I don't know if I want to do an hour and a half anymore up there. I had this semi-hit record here and I can go out on stage for 20 minutes.
I might have seen you with him though, because I'm going to go through my photos later on because I might have been at a show with both of you. And it might have been at one of Joe's shows. I'm not sure. I'll go through my photos, okay? A few years back.
I don't think so. If it was an oldie show, because I didn't do that many oldie shows.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did him with a guy, a great talent, another guy, Gary Chris. He did Gary Chris. So he did it with my drummer that I knew for years, Victor Mano.
Yeah.
Mano, yes. But anyway, yeah.
Why don't we give everybody a treat and play your song? Let's play a song. Okay, producer, let's play the song, not the. Go ahead, Frankie.
You want me to do Tony Bennett because that's what we're talking about today, right? You want me to do that Tony Bennett thing? I want to be around.
Well, I'm going to play the song that was sent to me.
Oh.
I'm going to play that first, and then you'll sing something.
Then it's got to be right.
All right. So we'll play this one song Joe sent me. Okay. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the singer, the one and only, Mr. Tony Bennett. Just as somebody twice as smart. Gotta sing to Connie. As I love you, Connie. That's when I discovered that revenge is so very, very sweet. As I sit there applauding from a front row seat, somebody breaks your heart like you. Oh, like you. You broke mine. Tony Bennett, thank you so much. Hey.
Frankie, I have a friend who wanted to call in and say hello to you. She's listening to the show and just loves you. Ina Vasquez, say hello.
Hi, Frankie. You seem like a cool cat.
Well, I haven't heard that about myself in years, but you know what? I love it. I love it. Yes, I do.
Very, very talented.
Thank you, Ina. You're a darling.
So,
Just keep on doing what you do, making us all happy.
I certainly will try. That's for sure.
so Ina's husband is Carlos, and he also sings. He's incredible, but today is his birthday.
That's correct.
So,
Oh,
sing happy birthday to him. Come on.
happy birthday to you. A happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carlos, and not Santana. Happy birthday to
You hear him?
you.
Happy birthday, Carlos. We love you.
And Jerry saying happy birthday.
Thank you,
That's
Ina.
good.
Great
That's
show.
good.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye, babe.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that's sweet.
Aw, that was so sweet. She was messaging me. She's like, the show is so great. He's so funny.
Aw. You want to know something? When I was doing the Bennett before, I don't know if you heard me real quick say, I got to go sing to Connie.
Okay.
Connie was in the audience that night.
Oh, my
And
God.
we were dedicating up North Jersey in Belleville, I believe, that's
Okay.
where she was from. We were dedicating, they were dedicating a high school to her, and also Connie Francis Street or Avenue. And so I sang the song to her. I have that on video. It was wonderful. It was wonderful for me.
Oh, my
We
God.
opened for her quite a bit through the years. Connie would call up the agent and say, well, I want Frankie and Bobby to open for me. And we used to do that a lot with her.
Oh, my gosh. I want to, oh, my gosh. That's amazing.
Yeah, she was great.
You know?
She still is great. She's you know, I haven't spoken to her in a while, but she's still wonderful. And matter of fact, we did at the Queensborough College. We opened for her, I guess, about 8-9 years ago, maybe 10 now. And I'm going to be taking my Tony Bennett show there, the Queensborough College. Not sure whether, I wish I had the dates on me, but I just wanted to put it out there for people to look out for that. The magic of Tony Bennett. With Frankie Cirell and special guests, whoever happens to be that night. Yeah.
Queensborough College. So I grew up in Long Island City, New York, Queens.
Oh, wow.
And I just went by the home I grew up in. My dad owned our apartment building for the first time in a long time. And I cried and got a ton of photos. And I'm like, nothing's the same. And
I know that's always tough. You get melancholy with that. I did that about 10 years ago. I had originally lived in Newark, New Jersey.
okay.
And of course, it was in 1956. It's a whole lot different than it is now. But I remember going back and looking at it. You know, I don't know if it happened to you, Jerry, but did you look at the building and say, geez, I thought this was a lot bigger?
Okay. Oh my gosh. Wait, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, not only the building. So wait, I took a photo of it and the stoop. They used to sit on the stoops. And I'm saying, this is a tiny stoop. How did they fit the chairs? Like, one would be on it, one would be 2 steps down. And I'm like, it's impossible.
Isn't that
Right?
crazy? Yeah, it's almost like you say, how is that? They'd have 3 or 4 chairs on there, but they'd be perfectly happy. They'd be smoking. They'd be doing
Okay.
good things.
Oh my gosh.
It happened to me, and I looked at this building. Of course, it was dilapidated. Nobody took care of it. Of course, my grandmother owned it, and she put her kids in there. You know?
Okay.
And it was like the building actually looked like something I would put together as a little kid, blocks. You know, I mean, it was.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you
Yeah.
just said that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now let's go back to your music. So now, do you ever do a little Elvis, or no?
Well, I never really did Elvis, but I wish sometime I could show you. We put together years ago. It was probably one of our best bits. We did this all over the country, and we even did it on a Jerry Lewis telethon.
Oh,
But he had to cut us because the bit was a little too. You only get 3 minutes. So, but it was called. I put this bit together. See, Bobby and I would run into these Elvis impersonators. I'm not saying that there's.
I know
artists-
ETAs. I get it. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I get it.
And, I mean, some of them, you're walking around ShopRite still in the car, with the, because I really am Elvis, I mean, let me have a pound of bologna, So we decided that we were kind of, our comedic minds were very bizarre, avant-garde, if you will. And so we saw this and we said, we're not going to do an impression of Elvis like everybody else does. We felt we couldn't do it anyway. I mean, there's only a small handful of guys that really do it. But you go to, I dare you to go to any little city. So, you haven't seen Ralph Pagogi. Oh, he does it better. And then you go see somebody else. Oh, did you see Steve Pettucci? And they all basically, I won't use the word. So we said, let's do an impression of the Impressionists.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Can you do something? Can you do a little?
Well, you can't see it because it's a put together bit. But the name I came up for him is,
All right.
Ready? His name was Rick Calzone.
I love it.
It was a caricature. So I would put on these fake, stupid, believe it or not, that my father, Vincenzo, up in heaven, he had made him for me. Because he was good with stuff. It was a thing that was originally for earmuffs. And he painted these stupid cardboard. I wanted it to look stupid, okay? Because those guys that do that are stupid looking. I'm sorry. They're bizarre. and this stupid wig about high as my hand.
Okay.
So we want to do this over accentuation. We wanted to show them that, so the people, because the people know that what those guys were. But there would be some people in the audience that were a little, they didn't get it. And we would every once in a while, somebody come up to me after the show and say, young man, we really liked your show until that spot. Why did you make fun of Elvis like that?
Okay, see?
And I actually used to take the time to explain it, but after a while, my partner, who was a veteran in the business, says, Frank, don't bother. Just say, oh, thank you, I'm sorry you didn't like it. And don't try to, because you're not going to be able
Hold
to,
on.
they have on. They can't see.
Frankie Cirell, I have someone that would like to say hello to you. This is Michael D'Amore. Say hello to Frank Cirell. We're on air, baby.
Oh my God, Frankie!
You son of a gun. The best singer on the planet, you son of a.
Wait.
The only thing is,
Wait.
he's still not as good looking as me.
Frankie just said you're the best singer on the planet. I say that all the time, Frankie.
Mike, great. He's got great chops, and he's got a good voice too.
Frankie, I was calling to say hi. How is he doing? I can't hear him.
Okay, hold on. He's doing great. He didn't know I was interviewing you. He called to say hi, but I knew that, so I took the call. It don't matter.
He can't hear me. Tell him I send my love.
He sends you his love.
Yeah.
Michael, he sends you his love if you can't hear him, and he said you're the greatest singer on the planet.
I love him. Tell him we need to catch up, and tell him I caught a glimpse of the Tony Bennett thing he's doing. He sounds great.
Oh, tell him from him. That is a true compliment. I love my paisan. He's a good man. He's down there and he's down there. He might be up here every once in a while. It comes up here and gets cold, but he's down there most of the time and enjoying it. Ask him real quick how the baby is. How old is the baby?
Okay, wait. He wants to know how the baby is, but before you answer that, he said that compliment coming from you is huge, just so you know that.
Oh,
Now tell everyone how the baby is.
So I got a 6-year-old who's great and a 7-month-old who's home, smiling, kicking, screaming, having a good old time. So it's all good.
Again?
Yes, again, Frankie, again. You believe it?
I had another baby. Yes, I did.
He's got to, you know what? He's got to get rid of the TV and stop singing. He's got too much time on his hands.
Okay, is that crazy?
I really didn't think I was home long enough to get her pregnant. Apparently, I was wrong.
Well, wait a second. Tell him, can you hear me at all? He can't hear me,
Don't
huh?
let me interrupt. I had no idea you were doing this. Go have fun,
Okay.
Frankie. I'm watching what you're doing, pal. You sound great and keep kicking ass. And I'll catch up with Jerry later, and we'll talk soon.
Wonderful. Good seeing you.
All right,
Good hearing you.
babes. And thank you, Michael, for being a sponsor. I mentioned you at the beginning. I love you. Bye.
You sweetheart. Bye.
So, there's your
Nice.
friend.
Nice man. Nice man. Michael Amoria, nice man. Nice man. Yes. Yes. Very
So-
nice man.
All right, so now, can you do something else for us live? Anything? I don't care.
Let me think. Let me see. Coming up, let me see. Well, the weather outside is frightful, but oh, so delightful. And since there's no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. A little Mathis.
I love it. Thank you very much.
You know, I could do, I could probably do a little Jack for you, but I'd have to use some dirty words.
Well, can Jack clean it up? Come on.
I never seen Jack clean anything up. He's a goddamn idiot. Anyway.
All right, you know what we're going to do? We're
No.
going to play the next MP3 that was sent to me. And it's, guys, it's about 5 minutes long, but it's really cool. It's him doing different voices. Okay? So we're going to do...
Yes.
So we're going to give everybody a little entertainment right now, okay? So sit down, relax, put your feet up. Let's enjoy this. Okay, producer.
This joint is jumping, it's really jumping. Come and cats and check your hats. I mean, this joint is jumping. I wanna be around. Pick up the pieces. When somebody breaks your heart. Just as somebody twice as smart as I. I'm an Italian boy, and I'm married an Irish girl, and our kids are Italian and Irish, and they want to kill somebody, but they're too drunk to do it. Yeah. Oh, this is from my TV show. You might remember this. Give me an arpeggio on that thing we got there. Oh, I let everybody. They love somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. What kind of fool am I? Who never, ever fell in love? It seems like I'm the only one I have been thinking of. Yeah, that's perfect vision, just 20. Where was my eye? The late Anthony Dooley wrote it. What kind of clown am I? And what do I know of life? Why can't I cast away this mask of the...
But it's going to be celebrity voices giving you your directions. And when they do, I'm going to get me the Al Pacino model.
What the fuck just happened there? I don't know. I thought I should go left. You went right. You friggin' moron! What the hell are you thinking? Find your own way home, Al Pacino. And of course, you know, Jack is going to have to jump on board. What the hell just happened here? Thought I was fairly transparent. I gave you some goddamn directions, but no, you're a moron. Now what we gotta do is get back out on the highway, pull into the first gas station you see, and ask them where the hell you are. Jack Nicholson. Well, she always knows her place. She's got style, she's got grace. She's a winner. How she's a lady. Whoa, 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 she's a lady. What you say? The road. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Don't you come back no more. Unforgettable. That's what you are. It works for me because I look so much like him. Viagra. Viagra? Well, no, but I take it for my sunburn. Well, it didn't cure the sunburn, but it does a great job keeping the sheets off my legs at night. Discover that revenge is so very, very sweet. As I sit there applauding from a...
So, all right. So, listen, I gave you a pass there because you were funny. Okay, that was funny. All right. Listen, I want to comment on something you were talking about before. Michael D'Amore so rudely interrupted us. Okay.
Yes.
So you were talking about somebody was upset with you for making fun of Elvis. All right. So I want to share something. I'm one of those people. Okay. So I went to this show in Florida with, I could just say it, so Kathy Kasu from K&D Unique Entertainment, her and Donna, and I stay with Kathy when I go there, and we go to all the Elvis shows, of course, you know, when we go, and so we're at the Villages at this Elvis show, and we're there, and we're with a few different tribute artists as well, but we're at the show with this beautiful singer. Okay, I forget her name. It might have been Donna Moore, but don't quote me on that because I saw so many. And they had someone with them who was doing the fat Elvis. But I mean the fat Elvis. And it was terrible what they were doing also. I was not a happy camper. So after the show, they're all, my friends up there talking to a friend who just performed, and I'm standing at about 6 feet to my left. He's sitting with a couple people he's talking to. And I say to her, "You are amazing, but I don't understand this." And I go to my friends, "I'll be right back." And they went, "Uh-oh." And I went, "I don't care." So I walk over to them, and the two people walk away. And I said, "Listen, I'm just letting you know it's not okay what you just did." I said, "And you're here in a village where people love Elvis. You needed to have a little respect here because it's all about Elvis here." I said, "Not cool." And he goes, "Well, everybody has an opinion." I said, "Yeah, and I'm giving you one from someone who really knows." I said, "So if you want to get anywhere, you need to stop that." And I walked away. And my friends are staring at me like, "Oh my God, what did she just say?" So I could be one of them.
Yeah, but that actually isn't the same.
No.
Because we're actually comedians
Yes.
doing
What you did was different.
the comedic bit.
Yeah.
But what you did and what I might have done what you did too. In other words, like, come on, and come on.
Oh, you have no idea what he was doing up on that stage.
But entertainment. It's not funny. It's not.
No, it was gross.
Just out and out saying when he was out of shape and fat just before he died and all that. It's just horrible.
And he was
It's
doing
just-
bad things on stage, trust me.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah,
it was a
terrible.
cheap shot.
Yeah.
Is what that. Yeah,
So anyway, that was incredible. Okay, what we just played, your voices and everything. You are really amazing. I hope you know that.
You know something? When entertainers listen to it, I could honestly listen to that now and say, "Oh, okay." We look for the hair on the egg, as the expression goes. In other words, but I thank you for the compliment, and I think some of the stuff that I do is good. But I was listening. I'm saying, "Wow, I do that much better now. I don't do that much." But we're all like that, you know. We all.
Everybody
You might
is.
go off a broadcast and say, Ruben, play that back. Oh, why did I do that? You know what I mean? So we're never happy, are we?
Every
Totally,
time I
totally.
ask entertainers what they think of hearing themselves, a lot of them say what you just said. And I want you to know, and I say this to everybody, your fans, your listeners, right, your audience, we don't hear what you hear. We only hear, oh my God, that's so ridiculously cool. You know, how did he do that? That's great. That's all we hear.
Well, and you know something, and that's probably the way it's supposed to be. I think for the most part, with me is my impressions. My impressions, most of them are broad. You know, because there's impressionists out there that just, you know, that's what they are, that's what they do, that's what their ear is. But I think maybe out of 20 that I do, I think 5 I do dead on, and the other ones are kind of broad, you know, where I do it more with comedy
Okay.
and the way I present it, but it's still entertaining.
Yes.
But I could never book myself as an impressionist. I always book myself as a variety entertainer.
Okay.
Because I do impressions, I do a little comedy, and I'm not a stand-up comedian either. But you know, if you had to say who I work like a lot like the late great Dean Martin. Whereas Dean Martin was asked one time, I'm not saying I'm on his level. What I'm saying is my attack was a lot like Dean.
Okay.
He asked one time, "Oh, you're a great singer. You're a great actor." And he said to them right back in a very nice manner. He said, "Well, you know, some pallies, and thank you very much. But really, I'm just a personality." And that's what he was.
Oh.
He was personality. It was what he exuded that made everything work for him. His glibness, his smooth voice, different, and not the greatest singer on the planet, but very original and very cool.
Oh.
He was cool. He was extremely handsome. I mean, you know, if I was a woman, I would have gave him a shot. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, that's how I am. I think that's more what it is. It's hard to pigeonhole me. I was always first a singer, and then I said, well, you know, singing's not enough. Let me do something else, and let me try this, and let me try that. Of course, we all started off doing the ones everybody did: Jimmy Cagney and Ed Sullivan, Humphrey Bogart, and of course, some of us did Gary Grant. Yes, we did. Oh my God, getting safe, say it, yes. We did that stuff. But, there's a lot of talent out there. Isn't it funny how when you started seeing these shows like America's Got Talent and whatever the other one, the big one,
The Voice, America's Got Talent, The Voice, all of them.
America's Got Talent. You started seeing all these people that you see how much talent is in the world, but they couldn't be seen. There was no vehicle for them to be seen, you know? And now they come out and all of a sudden you put the show on and you go, oh my God. Can I tell you a quick story? Do we have 2 minutes?
Come on, yes.
All right. You all think that you're full of, the expression goes, piss and vinegar, and when you're younger, and I was a younger guy, we'd be on the road, and we'd be working the Sheridan circuit and the Ramada Inn circuit and the lounges all over the country. And this one particular night, we're in a place called Altoona, Pennsylvania. And it's at a Sheridan, a very nice Sheridan. And the people were wonderful. So we had a night off. And, I really thought that I was all that in a bag of chips. And I probably was in a good way. But I went to a little piece of pub that was, I don't know, held 75 people, and there was a bucket of blood. And I look up on the stage, and there's a band, and there's this young man, kid in front of them, maybe 18, 20 years old. I had him maybe by 10 years by that point. And he just sang, and he just blew me away. And he was stuck in that little town of Altoona. I think I ended up talking to him. I think he was a pizza delivery kid.
Okay.
But that's what you see on these shows, is what I'm alluding to. They'll ask you, what did you do for a living? Well, I'm a truck driver. Well, I make pizzas. I'm a drill press operator, whatever. And then you see them come out, and they have this ridiculous talent in whatever shape or form it is, whether a singer, a dancer, a comedian, whatever it is. And so the world is full of talent. And it's only a short, small, little half of a percentage that get to go to the top.
You're right.
So what I'm saying is, even though I didn't get that, I came very close. The act of Andre and Cirell came close on more than one occasion. At one time, we were handled by these guys, right? And we got very close, but things went a little awry, as you can imagine. And but I'm happy now at this age to be just performing. I didn't get to the heights I would have liked to have done, but I got to be very grateful. I better be grateful, because there's a lot of guys that can't do what I do.
That's right.
And maybe they have the talent to, but maybe they just aren't well enough anymore, or whatever the reason is. So I'm just lucky to be out here. I really mean that. I don't always think like that, but when I stop and really go, you know something? You better count those blessings, buddy. Because I am lucky to be out here. Because I have kids that are healthy. I have a great girlfriend. I had great parents. I got Joe Magnetico and John Martelli in my corner right now, who are very dedicated to doing things with me.
Yep.
Because they know I got the stuff to do it. But other people in the past, they didn't take the time, and to put out a few bucks and to and take the time to bring me to a show like yours, or to do this or do that. I think my word today is that if anybody's that's watching, that's an entertainer or performer, count your blessings that you're able to do what you like and make a living at it. And that's it.
What you're saying is so beautiful, because everybody, it's not about the money, people. It's not about the money. It's about what you've done with your life. And did you do what made you happy? And did you make others happy? Because the day we're gone, people are only going to remember things that you've done to make them either happy or not happy, right? No one's going to say, oh my God, I remember that, Mercedes he drove, or this. They're not. So I love, Frankie, like your attitude and everything that you're saying, because I wish everybody had the same attitude that you have.
It would be nice, but I want to be perfectly honest with you. I didn't always have this attitude. I think age had something to do with it.
Okay.
I think losing people that you love has something to do with it. I think there's so many things that are involved. I didn't like things that I did through my life in a lot of ways. Not a murderer, not a bad person like that, but if I had a chance to redo them. But this is right now, this is where I'm at, and this is what I want to do. And I want to get as far as I could doing it. And if I could do it right through into if I can stay the shape that I'm in, and I could do it into my 80s and still do it where it's, it's what could I say? It's optimum. In other words, it's still up to what I could do. In other words, I don't want to be one of those people that fool themselves that they're in their 80s or 80 years old, or even at the age I'm at now, and they go up on stage and live off of their what's the word I'm looking for, of what they've done in the past. That's when it's upsetting. Like when you see Muhammad Ali, a fighter, stay in the ring way too long.
Yes, yes.
He couldn't let it go. And when you
I
can't
agree.
let it go, start looking foolish. Nothing worse than a foolish old man. And so if you have the talent to back it up, like my partner did up until he was 91 years old. And he said, and he's still got enough, he's got probably more talent now that he's 91 than half of the population out there that did what he did. But he said, I can't do it anymore the way I did it. He says, and so I can't do that. I won't be happy. He said, maybe I could fool some people. He says, but I won't be happy. So I have to, I'm hanging up my gloves.
And I understand that. When I saw him, he even got down dancing a little bit, and I was just like,
89, 88.
how?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you
Amazing.
Not just an amazing, and all around an amazing individual. He's just one. He's one that he's deep. He's intricate. He's nothing what you think he is, and then he is what
You don't think he is.
what you don't think he is. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for helping me out. Well, I am old.
No, I love it. You know what? I want to read the poem I was originally going to read. And there's a reason why. So this one's called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. Okay? So everybody, like today, okay, John Terlizzi, I got to give him a shout out because he's messaging me. Oh my gosh, I'm watching the show. It's incredible. John Terlizzi, I call him my favorite stalker. Okay, the guy's amazing, gets me great guests too, and he's just amazing, okay? So John, I love you, man. But everybody's messaging me while I'm interviewing you, and people are saying like, oh my gosh, he's so funny. Oh my gosh, he's so great. Oh my gosh, I wish I could do something like that. Everybody has to understand that they can.
Your station?
I'm sorry?
Does that really come in while you're on like a regular?
Yeah, they're texting my phone.
Oh,
and then the YouTube, the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel, they know I don't watch it while I'm doing the show because it's hard, so they'll text my phone or they'll text there, okay? So it's crazy, all right? And but the reason I want to read this poem is because everybody messages me either during or after my shows, and they'll say things like this, Frankie. Oh my gosh, I wish I could sing like that person. Oh my gosh, I wish I could do voiceovers like that person. Oh my gosh, wish I could be as funny as that person. I want everyone out there to know that they all have something to offer. And this poem that I wrote is called Utilizing Gifts and Talents. Okay? So I want everybody to really listen because you have something to offer, okay? We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us not be abused. We can go far in life for sure using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. So don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, your name, Frankie Cirell, will live forever, baby, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give to yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. Make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. And that's what you're doing, Frankie. You're making so many people smile, okay? I want to thank you for that.
Wow, that stuff just pours out of you when you write that?
That stuff just pours out of you when you imitate someone or talk like. Think about it, right? So I feel the same way when I listen to you. I'm like, how is that possible? That stuff just pours out of you. How do you do that? So that's my point to this poem. So yes, God has given all of us something, some sort of a talent, right? Mine is being creative. I'm a painter. I went to art school. I write, and I'm a poet. But look at what you do, right? So yes, it just pours out of me. Just like what you do, it pours out of you. So when we listen to you, we're like, how the heck could he do that? Right?
Yes, yeah, yeah. I guess you are right.
Right?
I guess you are right. I don't like when you're right like that. Got some nerve.
Okay.
You really do. I was thinking of something before that. I forgot what else I was going to say, but it doesn't matter. I think we kind of covered the gamut today. It's beautiful. I want to thank you so much for letting me speak to the thing about my girlfriend's son.
Of course. Oh my gosh. Of course.
I seen that. I kind of felt it was all right because I heard your opening, of course.
Absolutely all right.
And it's just great that you're bringing that out. Not enough people. That's part of what my girlfriend, Liz is her name. She that's part of what she always says. People, not enough people care. And I hate to say it, but I believe she's right. But everybody's wrapped up in their own thing. I don't know if I would have been if I wasn't so close to it. I don't. I have to be honest with you. I don't know. I would like to think I would be, but I'm not sure. But because I've seen it firsthand and live with it and still do, it's just a horrible thing. Just terrible. Just terrible. And you just lost a friend of yours, and
Yep.
you just no rhyme or reason, you know.
No.
It is what it is. But anyway, I tell you what, I really enjoyed this today. I'm hoping my daughter will get to see it.
Your daughter will get to see it. It's there. It's out there on Facebook now. It's on the Geri Petito Show YouTube channel. We're going to be on iHeartRadio. The audio of this show will be on Tuesday night. Okay, so she will get to see it.
How do you and Ruben? I know you got probably a great producer there because he's had to handle all this stuff. How does that? How did you start doing? I'm sorry, I'm not interviewing you now. But I'm
Interview
saying
me. Go ahead. Here's your chance to ask me what.
Well, you come from a background like you just told me years ago. You were in Queens. You were this and that. You came up. You went to high school like any other child, any other kid. I don't know if you were married or whatever.
Yeah,
I know you
yeah, of course.
have children because you had mentioned that.
My daughter.
You went in as a mother yesterday when we were having a chat. So, but my point is that how do you get to do? What was the impetus, if you will, to make you want to do that?
To do radio?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can tell you that easily. So, and you'll laugh at this, of course. So, all right. So I'm a Christian, and I believe 100% God saved me.
Right.
And I always said, Lord, use me, because if you could have saved me, I need to give back. Okay? So, and that came from my father mostly, like we give back. My father was an amazing man, amazing. From Long Island City, New York. He was originally from Italy, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, God gave me the talent of writing and poetry and art, right? Okay. Well, so in 2016, my father had Alzheimer's, and me and my brother were his caretakers. We kept him home because he deserved that. I was woken up in the middle of the night, believe it or not, and I heard a loud voice saying, "Write your book." So I said, okay. I laughed, I giggled, I said, "You want me to write my book?" So I called my brother and I said, "Listen, you're on dad duty for this month," because I also fast for a month every year, so they were used to it, my family. I'm going to fast, but I didn't say anything about writing the book. He was like, "Okay, I believe God wrote this book. It was done in 3 weeks, and then I'll get to the radio part." So I had no idea why he wanted me to write this book. The next thing I know, Simon & Schuster, my friend came over, because I hand wrote it, Frankie, because I'm not great with technology and all that, so I hand wrote the book. So I called my friend over, whose uncle used to be anyway, he would I'm losing my mind here. her uncle was also an author and all that, and so I said he died, and she came over and put everything in the computer for me. We did the whole book. We spent a weekend. She said, Jerry, we're going to send us like 100 different, I said, no, only Simon and Schuster. I said, that's what I heard. So next thing I know, I get a call. Her and I are on a three-way with Simon and Schuster 5 days later, and they said, we're publishing your book. Doc G, the original owner of Hamilton Radio, he started Hamilton Radio over 25 years ago in his basement. He saw my book online, and he wanted to give me an interview on his daughter's show, okay, DJ Danny. So I still at some point didn't know why I had to write this book, and then I found out why. 2 of my cousins needed my help. When I tell you needed my help, and we could talk about that off air, you won't believe it. So this book, they both say, saved their lives. Okay? So that was the main reason. This book had to be written, and when it was written. But after that, and I did the interview, Doc G said, listen, you have a great radio voice. Why don't you come on board? And I was like, no, and he bothered me for about a month. And then I thought about it, and this is where you'll laugh. I said, I was in trouble every day of my life, Frankie. I used to go to St. Mary's in Long Island City. Every report card all through high school. She talks too much. She talks too much. She talks too much. They had to put me out in the hallways because I talked too much. Okay, I was never a bad kid. They loved me, the teachers, but they'd be like, Jerry, stop talking, get out. And then I would be yelling hello to the people going to the bathrooms. Get back in here, okay? So I thought, I talked
Jerry,
too much.
Let me say, so you were a caqueron.
Yes, I was a caqueron. So I talked too much. So I said, how could I not do this? So here I am today with this.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long you been doing this? How long you been here?
So since 2016, and then I ended up on 5 different networks. Now I'm on 3, and it's just God has really, listen, let me tell you, I get messages, and these are the best. Thank you for talking about it. Thank you for your book. Thank you. Because that's why I do this, honestly. And I love the music, so I had to bring it all in, but God is using me to help people.
What a cool thing, man.
So thanks for asking.
Yeah, that's just cool. It's just nice. It's just nice and good. What could I say?
So, Frankie, before we close the show, I want you to tell everyone, maybe, do you have like a website, like how they can get in touch with you, what's going on?
They would be able to go to, now everything that I do is Joe Magnetico, JM Productions.
Yep.
And but there was just one thing I wanted to do, if you let me.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that the orchestra that I'm going to be working with out on Long Island, in Belmore, Long Island, the Belmore Theater. It's a theater slash. It was a movie house, and they do both in there now. It's not a big theater. I understand it's about 350 people, but I got some great musicians. I hadn't worked with a big band in many years, and these guys are just great. And they work very hard. These cats work real hard. Long Island Sound. You may be familiar with them, but they're just wonderful. And matter of fact, I got to schlep out there, to use a nice Yiddish word. I got to go out there tomorrow to do a rehearsal with them. I have to go out like 2.5 hours to go out there. And that's going to be fun with night blindness, So that's why my daughter's going to take me. So
that's right.
Beautiful daughter to do that. And so I'm going to go. I wanted to just mention that. And if anybody wants to get in touch with me for any bookings or something like that, it's JM Production, Joe Magnetico. Do you happen to have all that information?
No, I do not. So please share it.
Well, let me just see here
Okay.
now. What is that?
Yep.
There it is. It's
there it is.
Yeah. It's it says for booking. It says let me see. I guess that would be an email. It says booking at joemagnetico.com. Then it says joemagnetico.com, and then I guess that's how you would get him. Magnetico almost sounds fake, doesn't it? Sounds like a magnet, whatever. I don't know. My real name is Cirell O. So you kept the Petito.
I did. I did.
Good for you.
Yes.
Well, it's been a gas.
So I want to thank everyone who's listening, and of course, Frankie, I want to thank you for honoring me here today. And another shout out to Joe. Thank you so much. Thank you to the listeners, to the callers, even the one that didn't know he was calling. All right, so listen, I want to say to everybody listening, please, please, please share this video, and please tune in to my show tomorrow. Okay, I've got a really cool show coming. So I'm going to be interviewing a young and up-and-coming incredible singer, Tommy C. I'm going to have Joseph Montello co-hosting with me. And guess who's going to be on Zoom with us, guys? Frankie Avalon. Okay?
Oh,
He's going to be joining. And I was honored to interview Bobby Rydell. And we're going to have his wife pop in because Tommy C has done some work with both Bobby Rydell and Frankie Avalon. So we're going to be debuting a song here tomorrow, guys. So please, please, please tune in. Thank you, thank you. And again, Frankie, you made my day. This was amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, baby. Thank you very much. Take us
bon,
out.
as we say in Italian.
Take me out, producer.
Thank you, Ruben.
You're welcome, Frankie. Oh, Frankie.
Sound like my mother and father now. Frankie, get your fucking... You got it. You're gonna miss dinner. Come on. I made the puttanesca tonight. Come on. Too Italian, Jerry. Am I too Italian? I know. I can't.
Oh, no, I love it. You're not never too
can't
Italian.
help it. Can I go to the bathroom now?
Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Love's the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.